Today on an all-new Dr.Phill.
Tied up, gagged, tortured, and tossed into a trunk.
She was almost the 5th victim of this serial killer.
You have been abducted, chased half naked with a machete.
I saw that truck, and I thought, hit me or help me.
But after her escape came the ultimate blow.
No one believed her story.
My mom said she's a storyteller. She's got a wild imagination.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Robin Brantley, Julie McGee, Marianne Wells, Tammy Irwin, Denise Manny, Laura Ulacki, Cassandra Coram, and Lynn Huber. These are the faces and names of 8 women brutally murdered at the hands of this man, Andrew Urdiales. His reign of terror lasted for 10 years, from 1986 to 1996. During that time, there was another young woman who fell prey to him. Her name is Jennifer Asbenson. The only difference, Jennifer got away.
Tied up, gagged, beaten, brutally tortured, and nearly killed, sexually assaulted, and tossed into a trunk.
Jennifer Asbenson's just 19 at the time.
This man, Andrew Urdiales, offered her a ride. What Jennifer could not have known was that Urdiales was a serial killer.
Jennifer broke out of the trunk and began to run.
Asbenson escaped.
Jennifer threw herself into the path of an oncoming truck. 2 Marines in the truck brought her to the safety of police. Urdiales, the former Marine, escaped the desert, unsuccessfully killing his 5th victim.
From 1986 to 1995.
Urdiales finally arrested on unrelated charges in Illinois. A gun he was carrying would help link him to the murders in California.
Urdiales was previously convicted of murdering 3 other women in Chicago before being sent to California to face this trial.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Andrew Urdiales, guilty.
Guilty is the verdict.
Guilty in the murder of 5 Southern California women.
Almost 24 years to the month since Urdiales tried to kill Asbenson, she is still seeking justice.
Now she's getting ready to face the serial killer as she hopes the jurors recommend the death penalty.
He confessed to murdering the 8 women and admitted that Jennifer was the one who got away.
I remember wanting to die. I wanted to die. He started strangling me so hard that I thought this is what it might feel like if you're drowning.
Breaking news, jurors have recommended the death penalty for serial killer Andrew Urdiales. The Orange County jury deliberated for about a day before coming down with the sentence.
I understand how they voted, and if I was a juror in my case, I probably would have done the same thing.
Penalty to be imposed upon defendant Andrew Urdiales to be death.
Well, Jennifer's testimony put Urdiales away, and today she's telling her story of survival. The ordeal began on what appeared to be just an ordinary day. Little did she know that by the end of the day, her life would change forever.
On September 27th, 1992, I met the man that attacked me. I was inside this store and I saw a bus go by. I knew that was my bus. So I came out and then I looked that way and I saw a car there and there was a man in it. And he said, "Excuse me, do you need a ride?" I thought, I need to get to work. I'm going to lose my job. So I said, okay, yes, wait, which way are you going? You're going the same way as me, I'll take the ride. And I just got in. I looked at his face and he didn't look scary. We stopped at a red light and the red light turned green and he still just sat there. And then he looked around at the desert and he said, "I just love the desert. It's so peaceful and quiet." And that made me just think to myself, okay, this guy's a little strange. I could tell he's interested in me, but he's done nothing to hurt me. And so I had no fear of him. At the time, I worked in a residential care facility, 10 at night until 6 in the morning. I was alone working that shift. When we got to my work, He asked me if he could bring me to breakfast in the morning, and I said, no. Well, give me your phone number so I could at least give you a call. So I just wrote a fake number. When I was walking in, he said, have a good night, see you in the morning. And I kind of stopped and laughed and thought, oh goodness, seriously? I hope he doesn't come back.
But come back he did, and that's when Jennifer's nightmare began.
I left work at 6 in the morning, and I came out and looked down the road, and then I noticed, wait a minute, there's a car down there that looks similar to his. Okay, that's a bit creepy, and that's the way I need to go to the bus stop. And so I just started walking down this way. I was walking and I started hearing a car pulling up beside me. And I knew it was him. And I said, I told you I don't want to go to breakfast. But he goes, then I'll just give you a ride home. And I just thought, okay, he's obviously nice. He didn't do anything to hurt me the night before. And so I got in the car. And he brought up the phone number. My heart kind of dropped because I had kind of forgotten. And then he just freaked out and said, I called that number and some old bitch answered the phone. And I just went, oh my gosh. And the next thing I knew, he was pulling over. I saw a gun, I saw a knife, and grabbed me by the back of my hair and just shoved me into the dashboard. And then he grabbed twine out and pulled my hands behind my back and started twining my hands. And the only thing I could think was, please don't leave this area. Please, please don't drive to the desert.
Well, despite being terrified that she was being driven to her death, Jennifer kept her wits about her and prepared to fight for her life, literally.
I started pleading, please don't do this. You could let me go right now. Just let me go right now. He just yelled, shut up, bitch. I said, you can rape me. I will let you, I will have sex with you. You can rape me, but please just don't kill me. This is where he turned and he started driving this way. And this is where I was laying down thinking, please don't turn left. This is where he stopped and he got the knife. He just started trying to cut the shorts off of me. He realized he wasn't going to be able to get them off, so he just pulled them off. Then he just cut my underwear on each side and just pulled it right out from under me. He reached under my sweatshirt. He just made 2 cuts and pulled my bra right out, and he just started cramming them into my mouth and pushing them into my throat. And I could feel the corners of my lips starting to tear. Then he took his pants down and he climbed over on top of me. And I just stared at him and I thought, this is how I'm gonna die.
Well, next, Jennifer thought that her life might be about to end on that lonely desert road. You will not believe how Jennifer escaped, not once, but twice. We're going to meet Jennifer and talk about that right after the break.
He just started strangling me. He started sucking on my neck, and he got the gun and he shoved it into my throat. I looked back and I saw him chasing me with a machete, and then I saw that truck, and I thought, please just hit me or help me.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
I've decided to go to rehab. I'm still here, bitches.
We got a big surprise. Gage is gonna be a big brother.
1,000 Pound Sisters, season premiere, Tuesday at 9 on TLC.
This is Marianne's first time visiting Paris.
Madame, où allez-vous?
Before Marianne packed her bags, before she attempted her first sentence in French, before she completed her first 15-minute lesson,
Yes.
she downloaded Babbel. Babbel helped unlock her lifelong dream of learning French. She started speaking in just 3 weeks. So when it came time to tell the cab driver to take her to the Hotel Pierre,
J'aimerais aller à l'Hôtel Pierre.
Oh, c'est très bien. J'espère que votre voyage s'est bien passé.
150 language experts and educators designed Babbel to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language. Babbel focuses on natural conversation. You'll remember what you learn, and you can speak and pronounce with confidence. Start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. Try it for free at Babbel.com.
People gonna talk in D.C.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
Him and his dad are not speaking.
Wait. Welcome.
We're going to be out on our own little island. It's called peace.
I'm gonna go before I whip your
The
ass.
sisterhood just went out the window.
I'm back. Then own them.
And again and again and again. Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8/7 Central.
Over a 10-year period, Andrew Urdiales brutally murdered at least 8 women in both California and Illinois. Now, Jennifer S. Benson was kidnapped, held hostage, and assaulted by Urdiales 26 years ago. But she somehow managed to get away.
The only thing I could think was, please don't leave this area. Please don't drive to the desert. This is where he turned and he started driving this way. He got the knife, cut my underwear, cut my bra. He just started strangling me. I couldn't breathe in and I couldn't breathe out. It was just more like gagging. He just started sucking on my neck. I could feel his slobber running down my sweatshirt and going in between my breasts. And I looked down and I had blood on my sweatshirt. He had tried to bite a chunk out of my neck because he had blood running all down his mouth. He pulled me out of the car, pushed me back on the ground. He opened the door over there and popped the trunk, and he got the gun and he shoved it into my throat, and then he just moved the gun and grabbed me and just pulled me to the trunk, and he slammed it shut and just drove off. I just got calm, and I just got really still, and then I just got hysterical strength. And I just moved my arms, and all of the twine started busting off, and I saw that there was a lever in there, and that I had to get to that lever to be able to get out. I twisted it and flipped the trunk open, and I just jumped out. I just started running down the road as fast as I could. I looked back and I saw him chasing me with a machete. I thought I'd rather run in front of a car and let it hit me than I would have him kill me with that machete. And then I saw that truck. My hair was just a mess. I had makeup running down my face. I had blood coming down. My wrists were bloody. I had no pants on, just a sweatshirt. And I just ran in front of the truck, and then I just stopped. And I just closed my eyes and put my hands up. And I thought, please just hit me or help me. And I heard the truck just come to a screeching stop. When I got in the truck, I was a mess. They knew that something horrible had happened to me.
I'm so glad you're here. I mean, so glad you're here. So welcome, Jennifer. She is a true survivor and author of The Girl in the Treehouse, which shares her personal story of escaping a serial killer and overcoming the emotional trauma she faced growing up. And, you know, the odds were you shouldn't be here. I mean, given what happened to you, it's just through your courage and not giving up and fighting that you're here. Yeah. You realize the odds were against you, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm mind-boggled that I'm here. It could have so easily been my name was one of the names with all of the other names.
I could have read 9 instead of 8.
Yeah.
And your picture could have been up among those others.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how you answer this question. Why isn't your picture up there? Why you instead of one of them, instead of no one? Why did you survive instead of someone else, instead of no one?
I was being tortured, and this guy took his sanity mask off, and when that happened, I thought, how am I gonna live anymore in this world after I just saw somebody that I thought was completely normal turn into the devil? And I thought, he's torturing me. I knew I was gonna die. And so I just started telling him to kill me. And that's when everything changed. I told him to kill me because I knew he was going to eventually. And in that desert, I just said, kill me. I called him a moron. I told him, I just kept saying, kill me, kill me. And I think all of these women pled, which I did too in the beginning, but they did not have a chance. With them, it happened so fast. With me, he kept dragging it on and torturing me longer and longer. So I just started saying, kill me, just kill me. And when I did that, I saw that he lost his sense of control. And he, instead of killing me right there in that field, he went to bring me somewhere else. And that's when I was able to break free.
In studying the trial record, he said that all the women pled for their lives and that annoyed him. And you did something different. And he didn't know how to deal with that.
Every time I said, kill me, I could see him losing power.
Why do you think he chose you?
He liked me. He did not plan on killing me when he first picked me up. He said that in the confession tapes, he thought I was very pretty. He liked me. I think he wanted to date me. So that's why he didn't kill me in the dark while he drove me to work. And then I gave him that wrong number, and he realized that I messed with him. And this is a man that had already murdered a couple women already, and so that upset him. So he said, "I'm collecting my weapons, and I'm gonna kill her."
So once you rejected him,
yes,
then that's when he said, "Okay, yeah,
exactly.
Now I'm putting you on the hit list."
Yeah.
Okay, well, next, when Jennifer was rescued, she was battered, bloodied, and wearing nothing but a sweatshirt. So why then did no one believe her? Not authorities, not her family? And did that allow Urdiales to murder 4 more women before being caught? We'll talk about that insanity when we come back.
When I got to the police station, they didn't believe that I was kidnapped. They didn't believe me when I said he was a murderer. They said, "We have reason to believe you got in a fight with your boyfriend." One of them said, "Your mom says you're a storyteller. How do we know you're not making this up for attention?"
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book. The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn. You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
So embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next.
I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8/7 Central.
So far, I've raised my credit score 39 points.
127 points.
Over 100 points using Self.
I would recommend Self to everyone.
It feels really good. You should try it.
I love cooking with Analon X. It's just the best. So whenever I'm cooking and I put the oil in the center of the pan, it stays right where I put it.
So one of the things I noticed about these pans is they have this beautiful sear tech surface. And it just makes the searing way easier compared to my old nonstick pans.
It cooks really evenly, so there's no hot spots, so everything turns out amazing.
Overall, things taste much better.
Shop now and get free shipping at AnalonX.com.
Coming January 21st.
The Samuels are looking to the D word, divorce, separate, something like that.
Did they say divorce or separate?
What?
We just had a whole show prep with our producer, and no one told me we was gonna bring us up live on the air today.
She says that her and her husband are trying to fix their marriage and denying any divorce rumors.
All marriages go through stuff. Does that mean we're separated or getting divorced? Absolutely not.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
Just over 26 years ago, 19-year-old Jennifer was kidnapped and driven to the desert by a serial killer who already had taken the lives of 4 women. Now, when you got in the car with him the first time, did anything in your head, anything in your voice say, I'm getting in the car with a strange man, this isn't a good idea?
I walked behind the car. I thought it would be smart of me, with my 19-year-old brain, to try to memorize the license plate. And so I look at it, and I'm thinking it, and I'm thinking it, and I open the door and get in, and he just smiles, and I size him up, and I think, he's a petite man, and oh, I could totally take him on. You know,
okay, yeah.
That's what I thought. And then the license plate number just went out the window. I was like, I even felt bad. I thought, why was I thinking, this guy's so nice.
So this did go through your head at the time. You weighed it all quickly and said, I need this job, so I need this ride.
I knew that he liked me. I knew that he had an attraction to me. Because he asked to take me if he could take me to breakfast in the morning and things like that. And I figured if I give him a fake number, which I had done with people in the past, that normally that gives a guy a hint. And I would think a normal guy, I don't know what they go through in their personal home or when they realize it's not the right number, but I would imagine they would just go, oh, she's not interested. I wouldn't imagine they would start sharpening knives.
At some point in your mind, you said, this guy's a serial killer. Why? I mean, you used that term in your head.
I knew he was a murderer, not until we were out in the middle of the desert, and not until I saw how he did things.
He was methodical. He
was methodical.
Well, Jennifer managed to escape, as we said, but says the ultimate blow came when no one believed her story.
When I got to the police station, they were not buying the story that I was telling them. They didn't believe that I was kidnapped. They didn't believe me when I said he was a murderer. I knew he was a serial killer. I knew he was because when he had me in the car, the things he was doing, it was like they've done it a million times. And so I knew he was gonna kill me. I knew he had killed other women. He didn't really tell me that, but I knew it. I just felt like they weren't taking it seriously. They said, we have reason to believe you got in a fight with your boyfriend and he roughed you up a little bit. You guys got a little too rough and he bit you on the neck. And I just went, I don't even have a boyfriend. One of them said, your mom says you're a storyteller. How do we know you're not making this up for attention? They measured the teeth marks on my neck, and then they just put that on file, and then they just brought me home. And my friends and everyone were saying, are you sure this? Are you sure that? If I heard the words, are you sure, one more time, I thought I was gonna go crazy. Nobody believed that it was that bad. The guy that did this to me wasn't caught for another 5 years.
Okay, you have been abducted. You're stuck in a trunk. You get out. You're captured again. You get away. You run for your life. You're chased with a machete. I mean, you're half naked running down a road, and somebody says, bad date. Seriously?
My mom, I was on the gurney being put into the ambulance, and I hear a familiar voice, and I turn and see it's my mom leaning against the cop car drinking a Pepsi, and she said, she's a storyteller. She's a storyteller. She exaggerates. She's been a storyteller all her life. She's got a wild imagination. I just started yelling, no, Mom, come here. And she came over, and I grabbed onto her hands. We had never had a really good relationship, but I felt like I needed to hold on to somebody. And she goes, well, that's what you get for hitchhiking. And I went, this is in my hometown. The people around me, I recognize them from school, from elementary school, from high school. That's the gas station that they brought me to. And I just screamed out, I wasn't hitchhiking, I was kidnapped.
By the way, if anybody is wondering, maybe Mom is right, maybe this is all histrionics, he admitted this in court. I mean, he said this is exactly what happened when he was confessing these things. He gave exactly the account that you gave. Here's just a bit of what he said.
And I looked over, and I pulled on one ask for the meter ride. She didn't really hesitate. She got up and she got in the car. She was very pretty girl, had her hair tied up in the back. Do you remember what she was wearing? Well, then I remember she was wearing a gray sweatshirt. I told her to turn around, I tied her hands behind her back. Told me I had my hands on her neck, and I started squeezing her, choking her with my hands. I put her in the trunk, and she had her hands free at the time. She ran screaming. I just got in the car, spun off, and so that was the last time I saw her.
So he says he tied you up, says he put you in the trunks. I mean, says he's choking you out. And there's more to it than that, but what did your mother say when she heard all of that?
She was like, wow, I guess that did happen. But then she was surprised, but it didn't matter because anyways, by then she referred to him as my boyfriend. Anytime she brought him up, she would just say, oh, I saw your boyfriend on TV again. And I just was emotionally detached by then, so whatever. I got to a point where when it all came out, after wanting to punch everybody in the face, right when they said this guy was a serial killer, I just thought, you know what, I really don't care what people think. All that I care about is I'm not insane.
Well, next, after Jennifer escaped from the desert that day, Urdiales went on to murder 4 more women. Find out how he was finally brought to justice and how Jennifer managed to move on from her ordeal after the break. Closed captioning provided by...
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
People gonna talk in D.C.
Yo, we coming.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
Him and his dad are not speaking.
Wait.
Welcome.
We're going to be out on our own little island. It's called peace.
I'm gonna go before I whip your
The
ass.
sisterhood just went out the window.
I'm back. Then own them.
And again, and again, and again. Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8, 7 Central.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
Hey there.
Go! He got a hologram of himself just to give him compliments.
You handled the decision to go to Miami perfectly.
Nah.
Now.
How about we throw the party here in the King's house?
The only thing better than the game. Got it, bro. Is the after party.
You good?
We got a big problem.
Was it the Miami ring? Because y'all know he didn't deserve that.
House Party. Rated R. Now play.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
So embarrassing.
Okay, sweetheart.
Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8, 7 Central.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
Something about the Playboy brand had a little bit more of a mystique to it.
It's a ticket to the highlight.
Love can prepare you for that.
The Playboy Murders, all new series, Monday, January 23rd at 10 on ID.
This is our chance. Keep her alive. Save who you can save.
No one's gonna find us, right? Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me. Run! There's no halfway with this. We finish what we started.
Sunday.
I wish he didn't feel this way.
I think Usman played my mom.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
What is the elephant in the room?
Happily Ever After Tell-All. No Limits. All new. Sunday at 8 on TLC. She's immune.
They're working on a cure.
Get her there. Set everything right.
We have a job to do. There's no halfway with this.
Well, I'm here with Jennifer, who in 1992 survived a brutal attack by serial killer Andrew Urdiales. Now, when Jennifer met Urdiales, he had already murdered 4 innocent women, and after she escaped him, and people did not believe her, went on to take the lives of 4 more innocent women. Now, Jennifer has written a book, The Girl in the Treehouse. And by the way, she didn't even ask me to mention this book. She's here because she has a cautionary tale. Now, talk about the title of this book. Why The Girl in the Treehouse? I know, but I want you to tell others.
It's The Girl in the Treehouse because I thought, I don't want to be labeled for what has happened to me. I don't want to be forever. I don't want to be known as the one that got away, or hey, there's the girl that escaped from the serial killer. Mm-hmm. And The Girl in the Treehouse is the name of the book because I feel very vulnerable unless I am in a small place. So I moved into the treehouse, kind of barricaded myself in there and lived in there for a year. And I just became completely vulnerable, and I told my story, my whole life story, the way that I wanted to tell it.
Right. You say you closed down. I agree. Thank you. And how do you feel about being here today telling your story?
I feel amazing. I feel like a rock star.
I agree. I think you are a rock star, and you're a rock star survivor. And I get this image of you running down the road with somebody behind you in a machete, and you're saying, "Kiss my ass, I'm out of here." And that's a will to live, and then to turn it into something where you're saving lives and telling this story, and it's all about taking your power back. And you know, there's so much pain that goes with these things. You know, after your escape, did you worry that he would come after you?
Every day, every minute of the day.
You lived with that.
I was so afraid of everything. Any little noise, it was PTSD. And when you have PTSD, your mind is just like, your brain is on fire. It was a nightmare. I slept when I wasn't in mental hospitals. I slept on roofs of houses or under beds because I was vulnerable when my eyes were closed, when I was sleeping. And I did not want to be stabbed when I was sleeping.
And you testified against him, and 3 times, correct?
Yes.
And when he was finally arrested for something unrelated, and then they backtracked and found a gun and all of this, and it all came to be. Then he was put in jail, then he got a life sentence, then he got a death sentence, and then he was found dead in his cell, so they assume it was suicide, so he's no longer walking this earth. And when you testified against him, how did that feel?
It was the hardest part of my life. I'd like to look at him and think in my mind, look who's here now.
Closed captioning provided by...
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central. Coming January 21st.
The Samuels are looking to the D word, divorce, separate, something like that.
Did they say divorce or separate? What? We just had a whole show prep with our producer, and no one told me we were gonna bring us up live on the air today.
She says that her and her husband are trying to fix their marriage of denying any divorce rumors.
All marriages go through stuff. Does that mean we're separated, getting divorced? Absolutely not.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes, Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Over 100 million Americans have low or no credit. Self is a new way to build credit. No credit score required. Self customers who start under 600 and make on-time payments see a 49-point bump in their credit score on average. Download the app today.
Introducing Analon X, the only non-stick cookware engineered for flavor. Make it exquisite with our patented SearTech surface that holds oil in the center of the pan and caramelizes like cast iron. Make it delicious with our thick edge-to-edge steel base that retains heat and sears evenly. Make it with cookware designed to bring out every nuance and every flavor. Shop now and get free shipping at AnalonX.com.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
He fooled everybody. Please don't let him have hurt somebody.
What did you do first?
My mother.
Why? Because I wanted her here.
Evil Lives Here, all new season, Sunday, January 22nd at 9, followed by Signs of a Psychopath, all new season on ID.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8/7 Central.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
How about we throw a party here?
Are you not at the team?
We done messed up the koala.
You good? What just happened?
House Party, rated R.
Serial killer from Illinois found dead in apparent suicide.
Urdiales was found unresponsive in his cell. Words from Andrew Urdiales at his October sentencing. His years of terror spanned decades.
When you testified against him, how did that feel?
It felt amazing to be sitting there and looking at him. I never felt scared of him. I like to look at him and think in my mind, look who's here now. I'm sorry for cut, but that's really, you know. Did you ever think you'd be seeing me again? That's what, it was amazing. So we would do stare downs.
Yeah,
and
it's like, who's fighting for their life now?
Right. It was the hardest part of my life as well. Speaking and telling the story in front of that jury, because being the badass that I now am, I wanted to go in there and just be like, see, this happened, and that happened, and this happened, but look at me now. I'm like, I'm fine now, but I knew I couldn't do that. I knew I had to go back there, and I had to be so vulnerable, and say every single thing that happened, and I did not want to do that in front of him. I asked if they could get him out of the room. They couldn't, and so I just had to swallow my pride, and I became the most vulnerable I've ever been in my life, and I brought them there.
Yeah, so they could feel what you felt at the time. How about your relationships now? Have you had relationships? Are you in a relationship now?
I'm in a relationship now. I didn't have a lot of relationships before this happened to me, so I really have nothing to compare. But I know I'm different. I'm a different kind of girl, you know, in the sense that I have some strange hobbies. I do like to look for bodies in the desert. Not too many men are into that, but it sounds creepy, but if you look at it how I look at it, I thought my body was going to be left in that desert, naked, chopped up, and coyotes were going to eat me. And I thought, oh my God, I hope somebody finds me quick. And so now that's one of my hobbies. I will go out there and...
Have you found any?
No, and I always wonder what I'm going to do when I do, but I try to prepare myself. So there's that, and then I'm just really sporadic and fun. No, I do a lot of fun things too. Like
roller skating or something?
No, all the time. I ride on shopping carts. I don't want to miss a moment of fun because I know my life was almost taken away. Yeah. I've squeezed my ass onto those little horsies that for 50 cents and made my boyfriend do it as well. Yeah. I will find joy. I will find. Yeah. I will skip. Okay. I will.
So you're into looking for dead bodies and horseback riding. Okay.
That'll go in my profile.
Yeah, okay. We'll put that on there. Good. Jennifer, I can't thank you enough for coming and telling this story. And again, I tell people the book is The Girl in the Treehouse, and you can tell she is a unique and wonderful girl. It's really an interesting memoir. I highly recommend that you read it. And by the way, everybody's going home with a copy. Okay. Next, John Walsh and his son Callahan have made bringing the nation's most wanted and dangerous criminals to justice their mission. We're going to talk to them after the break.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Sunday,
I wish he didn't feel this way.
I think Usman played my mom.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
What is the elephant in the room?
Happily Ever After Tell-All, No Limits, all new, Sunday at 8 on TLC.
People gonna talk in D.C.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
Him and his dad are not speaking.
Wait. Welcome.
We're gonna be out on our own little island. It's called peace.
I'm gonna go before I whip your ass. The sisterhood just went out the window.
I'm back. Then own that.
And again, and again, and again. Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
How about we throw a party here?
Are you not entertained?
We done messed up the koala.
You good? What just happened?
House Party, rated R.
He fooled everybody. Please don't let him have hurt somebody.
What did you do first?
My mother.
Why?
Because I wanted her to hear.
Evil Lives Here, all new season, Sunday, January 22nd at 9, followed by Signs of a Psychopath, all new season on ID.
This is our chance. Keep her alive. Save her, you can save.
No one's gonna find us, right? Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me. Run! There's no halfway with this. We finish what we started.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
I've decided to go to rehab. I'm still here, bitches.
We got a big surprise. Gage is gonna be a big brother.
1,000-Pound Sisters, season premiere, Tuesday at 9 on TLC.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next.
I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8/7 Central.
My next guest, John Walsh, and his son Callahan tracked down the nation's most wanted criminals in the real-time investigation discovery series, In Pursuit with John Walsh. Now, the series also partners with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to not only help bring child predators to justice and also return missing children to their homes. Take a look.
I'm the father of a murdered child. I brought over 1,400 fugitives to justice, and best of all, recovered 61 missing children. I'm John Walsh, and I'm not even close to finished.
I have a superhero for a father. Watching him catch these bad guys, my whole childhood, I was inspired. I knew it was a calling that I had as well.
These fugitives are still out there. Watch my show, keep your eyes open, and join my fight. Let's catch these guys.
Well, please welcome host and executive producer John Walsh and his son, who is a correspondent on the series, Callahan Walsh. All right. Well, John Callahan, as someone that is trained in forensic psychology and has worked in the legal arena and is a huge advocate for law enforcement, it is an honor to sit and speak to you because you are the man. And I can't tell you how much good I've watched you do over the years. It's just amazing. So congratulations on your career. I just can't even begin to tell you.
Thank you very much.
Now, you kind of slid by some numbers pretty quick there in that little tape piece. Let's slow down and talk about that again. Some pretty impressive numbers there. What were you saying in terms of those caught, say those numbers again?
Well, the public kept America's Most Wanted a #1 primetime hit for 25 years.
Right.
And they helped me. I always believe the philosophy, most of the people in the world are good people. There's a lot of bad guys. But if you showed them how to do something and asked them to do the right thing, they would do the right thing. So my whole philosophy is call me. I don't trace or tap calls. I don't have cops answer the phone. Hotline operators, legal, illegal, I don't care where you are. Tell me where that dirtbag is, and I'll figure out a way to catch him. And over those 25 years, we caught 1,244 guys in 45 countries, 17 off the FBI's 10 Most Wanted, more than any FBI agent in the history of the Bureau. And the best part is we got 61 stranger abducted kids back alive. It was amazing.
So 17 of FBI's top 10, that's more than any agent's ever done. So why come out of retirement?
But a couple years ago, the FBI and the marshals came to me and said, we got to sit down and talk to you. You got to saddle back up. And they said 2018 is shaping up to be the most violent year as it relates to homicides and shooting in the history of the United States. And I thought, okay, I need some young blood. This guy, when he got out of college, went to work for me. I know how much you love your children and how much they work with you. So I said, Callahan, would you saddle up with me? He works at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children all week. I said, I know you got a new baby. How about coming and working for me on the weekends?
How are you enjoying this?
You know, it's big shoes to fill, that's for sure. And my dad's a tough boss, but I watched him for years on America's Most Wanted, followed him around, and actually became a producer for America's Most Wanted as well. So I've worked with him for a number of years, finally joining him on camera. I tried to do everything I could to stay behind the camera previously. And, you know, it's something that I thought might always happen. I knew I would eventually make my way over to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I've been there for 5 years, and just honored to be able to join my father this year and going after these criminals and getting justice for families that haven't gotten it.
Closed captioning provided by...
He fooled everybody. Please don't let him have hurt somebody.
What did you do first?
My mother.
Why?
Because I wanted her to hear. Evil Lives Here, all new season, Sunday, January 22nd at 9, followed by Signs of a Psychopath, all new season on ID.
Coming January 21st.
I'm back. Life has been pretty busy for winter. No more Kevin. Kevin is gone.
Your new song.
A new hit.
The new song. What is
Listen,
it? Tell me about the song.
It's centered around gutter Barbies.
Gutter Barbie.
Yes.
What's that?
In the midst of my frustrations, I referred to Arena and Ashley as gutter Barbies.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house. How about we throw a party here?
You done messed up the koala.
You good? What just happened?
House Party, rated R.
All these young, untimely deaths.
For your kid, fame can be poisonous.
He shared with me something. Oh, I hesitate to even say it.
The Price of Glee, 3-part limited series, Monday at 9 on ID.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
Hey there.
Oh! He got a hologram of himself just to give him compliments.
You handled the decision to go to Miami perfectly.
Nah.
Now.
How about we throw a party here in the King's house?
The only thing better than the game. Got it, bro. Is the after party.
You good? We got a big problem. Was it the Miami ring? Because y'all know he didn't deserve that.
House Party, rated R, now play.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
something about the Playboy brand had a little bit more of a mystique to it.
It's a ticket to the highlight.
Love can prepare you for.
The Playboy Murders, all new series, Monday, January 23rd at 10 on ID.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next.
I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode tonight, 8/7 Central.
How old were you when your little brother was murdered?
I wasn't born yet. Adam was a brother that I never met.
He was our first child. This was before you were born.
This was before I was born. But we celebrated Adam. I grew up with knowing, we celebrated his birthday, knowing his favorite sports and movies, baseball and Star Wars. And, I wasn't sat down one day and a bombshell dropped on me. It was something that we always talked about. I always knew Adam. There was pictures of him all over the house. We celebrated that little boy's life. But it's still difficult. It's still, even though it's a brother that I never met, I know I would have this older brother I could look up to if it weren't for that tragedy. And I watched my parents channel that rage and anger over Adam's death. I grew up with them saying, we need to make sure that Adam didn't die in vain. And if his song is to continue, then we must do the singing. And we're trying to do that every single day. Yeah,
and I know that it's that passion that fueled you into this, and it fuels you to this day. And it's already making a huge difference. The premiere episode helped bring to justice a U.S. Marshal top 15 most wanted fugitive. Let's look at who John and Callahan helped take off the street already. Take a look.
Jeanette Reyna died after police say her ex-boyfriend, Luis Frias, stabbed her to death inside his mother's apartment in Blackwell. The brutal murder happened in front of their young children.
After Luis Frias stabbed Jeanette, he ran like a coward, heading to the town of Enid, Oklahoma. Cops were sure they'd catch him there, but they were too late.
He got to Enid, and then his family gets him to Wichita, to a family member's house. And then by the time we get to Wichita, he's already on a bus to Juarez.
This time, the marshals made it to Juarez before the bus arrived. The passengers climbed off one by one, and Frias wasn't on it.
Wow.
What a coward. Yeah. The marshal said, if you're coming out of retirement, how about the top of our 15? Yeah. And I love the marshals. I'm a sworn marshal. It was a real honor. And they caught probably 40% of the fugitives that I've profiled over the years. They'll go anywhere in the world to bring back a bad guy. And they said, his ex-wife was a cop. And she figured out he was a dirtbag and got divorced. She had custody of kids. But his mother lured her and those 3 children, come see grandma. And that's Frias's mother. And he was waiting at the apartment when his wife showed up. He stabbed her 40-plus times in front of his 3 children. And she's in jail now, as she should be, but the marshal said, we haven't had a tip on this guy. He's been out there 5 years. The family's scared to death he's gonna come back and hurt them. I put him on the air, and we got that tip from Mexico. And you know what the marshals did? From the local PD, they got her handcuffs that she used when she was a cop. And when they arrested him and got him in Mexico, they put those cuffs right on him and said, you're coming back.
Yeah. All right, now, that's so great. Now, we want our viewers to help capture one of your show's most wanted, which is Christopher Ward Deininger. Did they pronounce it Deininger?
You got it right.
He's wanted for sexual assault of multiple children. And this is his picture, and the current age, 34. On the right is an age-progressed photo of what he may look like today, correct?
Yep. That guy admitted to molesting 29 children. He was the perfect babysitter. He learned CPR. He was a Boy Scout. He was so cunning, and he bragged about the 29 little kids that he molested.
Mostly nonverbal children.
Yeah, nonverbal. Yeah.
That young.
And see, here's the thing. Somebody's interacting with this guy today. He's working for somebody, or somebody's sitting across the aisle from him in a diner somewhere. Somebody's on a bus or a plane or somewhere. Somebody's interacting with this guy right now today. If you saw him today, you saw him yesterday, then you know what to do. The numbers are up. So there you go. John, thank you so much. Callahan.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to John and Callahan Walsh for all they do. Their new show, In Pursuit with John Walsh, airs on Investigation Discovery every Wednesday night at 10 Eastern Time. And if you have a question for me, you can go to drphil.com. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can subscribe to my new free podcast, Fill in the Blanks. That's PHIL in the blanks. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, man.